Peace and blessings to everybody. Hope everybody is having a great Wednesday. I hope people being focused, trying to take care of themselves, taking care of their people, seeking God's face and trying to become as close to Him as possible. It's actually been a while since I did any of these type of videos, and it just became like that because I felt the time was needed where I had to isolate myself to not only discipline myself, but focus, find myself, understand who I am and the things that I do, because it did come to a point in time where I started questioning God on my purpose and what is the purpose of me doing all these things. I went through something very personal and it really did tear down my spirit. I'm not gonna lie. It made me move different. It made me not even, want to focus on helping people, and it made me tiresome. It tried to help me become selfish and all type of other things. And I really just want to make this video to not just come back and to make these videos, but to inform people so they don't make the same mistakes that I made on their walk with God. Now, I wouldn't even call these mistakes. I would say these are lessons that are blessings and blessings that are lessons, or even both. Because the lessons that are blessings, we got to understand this can be our spiritual awakening. This can be, something that shape our mindset, our mentality. This could be something that make us move different. This could be anything to help us get closer to God. But we got to understand blessings could also be lessons too. Everything that we think that is good for us, it's not good for us all the time. And I was just dealing with a lot when it comes to personal life, such as friendships, families, finances, mental health, all that. And I was starting to feel like, what's the point of doing all of this if no one's going to have my back? Because one thing that I find that people love to do, and I had to ask my father this, like, why do people always feel like I'm the person to talk to when it comes to them dealing with personal problems or anything? Why do they feel like they can reach out to me like that? I just want to listen, because sometimes I grow tiresome of feeling the pressure that I ask for also. I ask God and pray to God to give me strength, to make me more braver, to give me courage, to deal with things that make me uncomfortable, to change the perspective of how I look at things and things like that. And when I go through them, I start to feel to count my blessings, because God has given me all these trials and tribulations to shape me and make me into a better person, but I'm not letting myself reach there. And the reason I'm saying that is because one thing I did do is dwell on the past. Now, as we talk about this, and as I teach people everything that I learned on isolating myself these past 6 months with God, we're going to focus one thing at a time. And the thing that I want to talk about today is dwelling on the past. Now, I did have a journal when I was going through whatever I was going through, and I feel like I should share that, but as I get more into it, I will open up more and more about it. But as I was going through the situations that, was shaping my heart, giving me heartbreak and things like that, I started looking at my journal and reflecting on the things that I used to say and pray for. And I found it to be very negative, and it was helping me focus on the past, which is something that I should never been focused on. I should have been focusing on how can I do something right now and tomorrow? How can I be better now? But when it came to me looking at my journal, I've realized that I was living in my journal. I was living in everything that I was saying negative, and things that I felt like I could have changed in the past, or everything. And it was really just making me into something different. It was not helping me focus on what God is trying to bring to me. I was, tripping. To be honest, that's all I can really say. I was tripping. And as I realized and started reading my journal, I had to delete it and really give myself a fresh new start, and to open myself up to new things. Because first of all, whenever I had like anything new come into my life, I always had the thoughts of the past, like this person is going to be the next person, or this situation is the same as the next situation, when it's really not even like that. And God keep putting me through the same test because he had to help me realize I'm the one repeating the tracks, not life. Life not the one repeating the tracks. I'm the one repeating the tracks. And as this isolation period continued to like move forward, I started to become more comfortable with acceptance. One thing that I did fear was loss, but God let me go through so much loss, and it started to shake my mind into fear by going through that loss so many times that I was scared that it was gonna happen again, and I started to blame myself. But we gotta understand, not everything that we think is here right now is for us, first of all. Second of all, what is there to be scared of? God is not the author of fear. If something is not for you, again, it's not gonna be here. A lot of things are in our life temporarily to try to make us comfortable, but that is the devil in disguise. He comes as an angel of light, and he comes thinking, or just to have you in this situation so you won't awaken your spirit, so you won't try to get closer to God and things like that. But if it's anything that make you feel like you just good right now and you don't need God and stuff like that, you got to understand that this is something that is the enemy in disguise. Now, as I kept going, I started accepting acceptance in my life. I started letting go, and it helped me feel better, because when I started accepting the loss, I understood that in order for me to continue to reach God, that sacrifice is needed. I have to sacrifice some of the things that I thought I wanted, my desires, my lusts, everything. And I had to really stay focused, because all that was really trying to lead me into something else that was really not even for me. But once we learn to accept the things that God is trying to teach us that is not for us, we become better, and it helped us become more sonder and stoic. A lot of things we cannot react to in life. A lot of things are here to just distract us, unfortunately. It's here to distract us from the dreams and the aspirations that we had as kids growing up into now, and making us let go of the path that we had, not only for ourselves, but that God may have had planned for us. Because not everybody out here, just have negative thoughts of doing the wrong things and just living a dream of temporariness, of carnal life, of materialistic and things like that. A lot of people want good things in their life, but the challenges that comes with those good things, it feels like that it's there to be in your way, but it's there in your way to make you better. Because these things, if it was just all peaceful all the time, how would you really even know who you are? If you never went through the things that you went through today, how would you really even know who you are? I promise you, if I never went through the things that I went through, I would not be on this camera right now. I wouldn't even never did anything that I did in the past. But it's all here for a reason, and we have to learn to accept it. Once we learn to accept, we become more stoic, and we learn to control the situations around us. Don't react to everything that seems like even want to tear you down or be better for you. You just have to be patient and see what the test is. That's really it, what this video is about. But I am happy to come back and do these type of videos. I am happy to be with God today, because I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to give up. I wanted to give up bad, but I really can't see no outcome of giving up. I can't see no outcome of giving up. So I still know what I want, and I'm ready. I know God know I'm ready, and I know God know you ready. Let's learn together. Let's continue moving forward, and let's love. Peace.